Hello folks, I'm Sam and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K and if it's actually an upgrade or downgrade or is actually just a new lineup. And that's what exactly I think. I think the Blackmagic 6K or the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K, it is just a new lineup, because if you actually look at the specs, in some aspect it looks like a downgrade, and in some aspect it looks like an upgrade. What I mean, if you are here to talk about how the body is disappointing or stuff like that, for how much I think as you, this is not what we are going to talk about at all in this one. So if this is what you think it was going to be, like a bash on the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K, that's not going to happen. I'm just going to share some point of views and where I think this camera fits. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the body at all, even though I'm one of those people who are a little bit disappointed about it. So let's just get straight into it. So the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K is basically based on the original 6K, same body, that's it. Because internally, as they said, things have changed. Now we pass through finally a C fast type B card slot. So faster, cheaper, and makes more sense. And basically we have a full frame new 6K sensor. I'm not sure if it comes from the Lumix S1H. That's what the rumor says, but it doesn't matter if I have to be sincere where it comes from. It's a new sensor for Blackmagic. That's exactly what it is. And we have an RIE filter now that I guess it comes from the 6K Pro, and then kind of fit, kind of redesign to fit the full frame new sensor that of course they have, because the 6K Pro is still a Super 35 sensor. And then here is where the downgrades starts, because now we don't have any more 6K 60 somehow. We have until 38 frame per second, which cool, but it doesn't make sense in my brain. Then to have 120, you have to go way down to 1080p. You don't even have it in 2K anymore, I think. If I'm mistaken, I would just put the correction on the screen somewhere. But that's this two feature that they have took away. I think that is a downgrade a little bit. Okay, I'm not one of those people that used 6K 60, but I know people that I have been working with that use it on music videos like constantly. So those people are not going to upgrade because they are going to lose this feature. Cool, we have an open gate now, and we have two types of an open gate. We have the 3.2 or 3x2, and then the 6x5 for anamorphic. So that's cool, but that's where I think this camera is a totally new lineup, because now we have the 4K micro four third lineup there that I don't think they're ever going to continue anymore. Then we have the 6K lineup, and then we have the 6K Pro lineup, and then we have the G2 that is literally sits in between the 6K Pro and the 6K. And then now we have the full frame lineup, because all of those, between all the 6K cameras, were all Super 35 sensors. Then we have the micro four third sensor with the 4K, and now we have the full frame with the Cinema 6K. So all these pocket size are basically different lineup, and this is a totally different lineup because the only upgrade is only the CFast and the sensor. The rest, it's literally the same as before. And that's where I think the reviewers lacked a little bit on explaining, because everyone, I think, at least this is my opinion, everyone thinks that this is literally the upgrade from the 6K and the 6K Pro. And that's where people got mad or disappointed because they didn't change the body or stuff like that. And there is not really a huge upgrade. But I think there is the upgrade, which is not huge, but it fits the type of lineup that they are basically thinking about. Because then the next Blackmagic camera is going to be the Pro version, and that's where mostly they are going to change everything. They are going to probably do more feature because it's the Pro version, right? It's because before we had the 6K, and then they created a 6K Pro where we had the ND filters, we have the IRE filter, we had more ports, the gen lock, and so on, bigger body and stuff like that. So now we just have to wait for the Pro version, and I think people should just stop bashing on the Blackmagic because, guys, it's a cinema camera. And for that price, it's unbeatable. Like, it's unbeatable. I'm confused a little bit too on the body, why they didn't decide to go in a different way. But bashing it is not the way to go because they are the company that are actually offering the most with Lumix, the most for the price. Like, Blackmagic and Lumix are offering so much for the price, but people don't realize that that the cameras that they are all wishing for are the cameras that cost way more and has way less specs than this two companies offers. So one thing that I will advise people is to just watch the things with more open mind and open eyes and just understand better how these two companies work, because the other companies, without mentioning names, are launching cameras every freaking month. They launch 10 cameras every year, and then half of them are not even good cameras. So at least they offer a lot in their cameras in a little bit slower pace, and that's what I think Blackmagic is doing. Plus, think about it. They launched the G2 on the body of the 6K Pro, and then they launch this cinema camera 6K on the body of the 6K. Think about it a little bit. What are you thinking they are doing? They have probably in stock so many bodies that they can't really use, that they just have to get rid of. And I think exactly that's what they are doing. So that the next camera is going to have a totally, most probably new body. I don't know. That's what I think that they are doing. Because it's just weird that they just launched two cameras last year and then this year based on older bodies. So I think that's what pretty much they are doing, and they want to do, to just get rid of those bodies so that they can have new bodies and they don't have to waste all of these bodies. But this is my opinion. What do you think? Share a comment down below and let's have a chat. Hope you're taking good care of yourself. See you in the next one.